introduction
Oh,
is just ruined.
oh no,
Might
you're
just be
gone.
because might just be because our server's in the Netherlands or something.
Hang on, I'll just check. I'll go to the channel and just double check this because we can't cast, obviously.
No, no, it started.
No, it says upcoming. Are we live? We've been doing this. We
Um,
just in general. Oh no, we are doing it.
yeah,
See, I told you we can't cast.
I'm pretty sure it
Okay.
just went live. Also, I was talking about servers.
Okay, whatever. But we're back and we're doing this. So this week we've got some really fun stories and little interesting ideas to go through. Where do you want to start off? Have you got anything to start with this week, or any
Um,
agendas you want to
let
run out
me
with?
check my notes.
Mm.
Oh, well, I read Pet Cemetery this week, and
Did you read it or
it's,
did you ebook it?
it was an audiobook,
You
so I
can't. We
listened to
can't.
it.
You can't say I read it then.
It's the same thing. It's a book. I read it. Someone read it to me. Same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Okay. So you got.
Pet,
Yeah.
Pet
Go.
Cemetery by Stephen King. It's probably the most miserable book I've ever read in my entire life. It was horrible.
Yeah, I don't like any Stephen King really. My wife's a massive fan. She went and collected all of his stuff, but it's not for me. I don't like horror though. Are you a horror person in general?
Not especially. Maybe with books. Not really
Mm.
into jump scares or anything like that, though, because I'm a
Uh,
big wimp.
yeah, that sounds about right. But
Yeah, I mean, Pet Cemetery was less about the horror and more about it just actually being horrible. It was just horrible.
it was, yeah.
What was what was that?
Well, do you run out of time with that subject because it was horrible?
When the buzzer went off.
The buzzer went off. Yes. Oh, may I tell a story? Actually,
Yep.
do you believe in karma? Are you a karma kind of person?
No,
Not the Kama
but
Sutra, like karma.
Kama Sutra. I'm a big believer in the Kama Sutra.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about karma here. Yeah. So, karma, like the premise of karma is
Yeah.
you get like you. So, my wife the other day, this story goes bad before it goes good. Okay, it's got like a little bit of a dark side. We're going with it. We'll start with all our dark stuff first, and then we'll get into the funnier stuff. I feel like that's the best way to attack this.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
we're off to a dark start with Pet Cemetery.
yes, that's right. Did you have any point to Pet Cemetery anyway? Like, was there, or you just wanted to make the point that it was a shitty thing? Because I
No, it
kind of
was a
cut you
good
off.
book. I meant horrible as in, like, horrifying. But
Oh,
no, I mean, that was kind of it. It was horrible, and it made me feel sad.
oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay,
Anyway,
back to my wife. So she was talking about how she could easily divorce me the other week, and so she was carrying on like, "Oh, I can easily divorce you," and I'm like, "But who would cook for you?" And she's like, "Oh, it can't be that hard to cook, like because I am a really good cook, but not like no
yeah, of
tickets or
course.
nothing. Yeah, but like I just assume I am. Anyway, so who would cook for you?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't need your cooking. Your cooking's okay, but I'm sure I could find someone else to replicate it." Anyways,
Is that what your wife sounds like?
yeah, exactly the same. Yeah, so she decided that she would this is where the story went to. And anyway, so she cooked for herself that day, gave herself food poisoning, And I laughed at her the next day, the whole day while she's vomiting up. Our camera came and got her.
I thought it was just going to be she made a really terrible meal or something.
No. She got food poisoning and nearly died, and I was just there laughing at her like a horrible human being. But I
she nearly died.
That's besides the point. I'm making the point here where the karma was like quite humorous.
What did she try and make?
Oh, I can never say. Is it like spring rolls, like those fresh spring rolls with mint and all those kind of stuff?
A spring roll.
Yeah,
It's just called a spring roll.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but she made that and it didn't work for her anyway. So that was my karma story for this week. I feel like
Did she remember to actually cook it?
No, she promised never to try and divorce me again. And now her life's gone back to normal.
And she wants to divorce you again.
No, she doesn't want to because now she knows that karma will come and get her. Like she knows the consequences for taking that line.
Did she remember to actually try and cook the food, or did she just eat it raw?
I'm not sure. Like I didn't cook it.
Okay. So I remember my first lesson at school in cookery. I had a gas stove. I had no idea what to do. I was with someone else who also had no idea what to do. So we both just like turned the gas on, then stood there like, why isn't it working? And there isn't a safety like there is on modern ovens, so we just had gas pouring out the cooker. Which was obviously really dangerous, but I mean that's what you get for just sitting a load of like 11-year-olds around a cooker and going, there you go.
Well, it's almost as bad as my brother. He got asked to boil some potatoes, so he skinned the potatoes. He put the potatoes in the pot, and he put the pot on the stove, and expected them to boil.
Did he?
There was no water in. No water.
Did he burn the potatoes?
Yeah, that was horrendous.
I mean, I have actually burnt spaghetti before, which is quite impressive. What happened was,
how do you burn spaghetti?
Right, it was hanging over the edge of the pan. It hadn't it hadn't gone soft. It was still rigid, and I had the gas on so high, it lit fire to the end of the spaghetti.
What? Did it catch fire?
Yeah.
Do you know?
It caught on fire.
Do you know, like, the best campfire starter is actually Doritos?
No.
This is a true fact. If you want to start a fire in the bush and you've got no fire starter, just open a packet of Doritos, put a couple of them on. They just like burn forever and it smells so good.
What if I don't have Doritos?
Well, then what kind of camping are you doing?
I don't know. What if I'm lost in the woods? You know, all I have on me is my backpack.
With Doritos in it, obviously.
I don't take Doritos around. I only have a laptop. And
well, I feel like after hearing this now, you will be carrying Doritos in case of a fire emergency is required.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I need Doritos in my emergency kit. So you need your matches, some emergency rations, maybe a water purifier, and some Doritos.
Yeah. Did you turn Discord off?
Um, no, I thought, is that me beeping?
Well, it's not me.
I'm pretty sure it's you.
It's just my soundboard. I'm just. I was trying to fool you. Oh my god. Why can't you? Okay. I have an idea for you. So we wanted to do this thing. Well, first of all, can we do CDs first? I wanted to talk about CDs. Do you like talking about CDs? I know you're a music guy, so I feel like CDs shouldn't be too much of a stretch from you.
Um, I wouldn't say I especially like talking about CDs.
But I want
But,
to reminisce for a moment here on the thing that's been lost in CDs, because I was thinking about this the other day whilst I was listening to my streamed music, and the amount of. Do you remember the secret song on the CD?
yeah, when you had
Yeah.
to go to like track 99.
Yeah. It's not a thing anymore. Like, secret songs have gone missing because CDs have been taken off the market.
You can always add a really long silence to the end of the last track.
I know they can do that, but it's still not. For example, I remember this is when I broke into this whole world of mysterious songery. When I first got the X-Files soundtrack, based off the idea that it was the Foo Fighters' debut song was on that album, and like just wanted to see what the Foo Fighters were like, but you actually had to rewind from track 1 all the way backwards to get the secret song, which is like a really cool place to hide the secret song.
It was track 0.
No. Well, it was kind of they called it track 0, but it was you could only get it to it via rewinding from track 1 and going backwards. So you could never hide that on a streaming service nowadays.
No, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's like actually secret.
Yeah, and like it blew my mind. Like I'm here going, oh, what's going on? Like all these rewinding of videos. There's a few message comments here. Look, we should probably get through a few of them, but I was talking about the way that they hid stuff on these CDs. Oh, I remember getting a System of the Down CD single, and it was a cutout CD in the shape of something or other, and you could only play it on those CDs. You couldn't push it into those CD machines. You could only put it on the ones with the spindle thing, because otherwise it would just get lost
Yeah.
in the other CD players. Like all these cool art ideas that came with the CD are now gone because we stream everything. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
You seem unimpressed by this.
No, it's just I don't really have much experience with it.
Not with CD.
I've always kind of known about secret tracks. And it's just like, yeah, secret track. Oh well.
It's true. Well, what are our comments this week? Well, I draw on this beautiful penguin bar from last week because we couldn't get rid of it. Yeah, I couldn't get rid of it. So what are our comments? What are we commenting? What are people commenting? What's the hot comment for the week? I'll put a classy sound effect on while we're doing this. Obviously we need something.
We should use a 9-volt battery and steel wool as a fire starter.
9-volt battery is steel wool. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Do people still have steel wool?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So that's a
And
thing. Hang on, I'll pep you up. Here we go. Okay. Now moving on to the top chat messages with Ed. It's
that was
coming
it.
up.
That's all the chat messages.
Okay, well then I'll have to do the shutdown noise now, I guess. Let me just find that. Here we go. And that was all from the chat messages.
So once I set a microwave on fire,
With
I'm
steel.
fairly competent at cooking usually, apart from the spaghetti thing.
And the tomato thing from last week.
Well, the tomato thing was a long time ago. I was about 15 when I did that.
So put in context, how old were you when you did this thing?
3 years ago.
Okay.
I set fire to the microwave. I was making a microwave meal, and all you had to do was put it in a bowl and some water and put it in the microwave. I didn't have a bowl, so I put it in a big jug. And the jug got caught on the side of the microwave, and the handle of the jug got so hot it melted the glass and set on fire and ruined the microwave.
That is crazy. Well, what did you do to put it out? Did you fire blanket, extinguisher, pee on it? What was
pee on it? Yes, that's how you put out an electrical fire, I believe. You're supposed to pee on it.
Do not pee on an electric fence, but that's a story for another week. Go. So how did you put this fire out?
I opened the door. I was like, this is on fire. And then I closed the door and it went out on its own.
Yeah, right.
Because fire can't burn without oxygen. So if you close the door, it doesn't have an oxygen source, it'll just go out on its own.
The amount of people that panic in a fire situation and then it like turn that fire from like a small containable thing into like a massive, crazy big thing is quite phenomenal because they get like, oh, I've got to put it out. Oh, hang on, I'll open it and I'll try and flap my arms at it, and then all of a sudden it will do. And all you have to do is literally close the door.
Yeah, and then you'll pee on it as well. It's just like, like you do.
Don't actually.
I'll put it outside, but what?
Yeah, don't pee on a campfire. It stinks.
That's what people used to do before there was like indoor plumbing. They just like went and did a wee in a fireplace.
Really?
So it's just like a normal thing to do.
No, is this like an England thing only? Why do you not have toilets over there?
It might be an England thing. It was before indoor plumbing, so if you wanted to go to the toilet, you had to go outside into the outhouse. If it's the middle of the night, you just go have a wee in a fireplace instead.
Yeah, I suppose it is cold over there, so I can see where you're going with this.
I think it actually was an English thing. I think I read about a Frenchman who was visiting England and was horrified when they said he should have a wee in the fireplace. So I was like, all right, go out the window then.
I could, like, here's my French joke for today. He'd go, no, me no, we.
So, sorry, can you say that again?
I said, no, me not, we. Okay. That was. I don't know. I'm terrible at jokes.
No, wee wee.
We don't wee. But yeah.
But we don't is English though.
Yeah, well, but if he was trying to communicate to English people, he'd probably like do like a hybrid in between a French and an English kind of story. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's what French people are known for. They just speak half French and half English.
Well, that's what I assumed happened. Like, I'm all the way over.
when they don't know the French word, they just substitute it for English.
Because they'd obviously know that, wouldn't they? I'm all the way over in the other side of the world where nothing happens except for poisonous spiders and raptors. Like, there's
raptors.
Yeah. So
and the odd dingo. Saltwater crocodiles.
Yeah, there's a couple of crocs.
Yeah, I was really surprised to find out that dingoes actually just look like dogs.
They are dogs. They're just what do you call it? Uncivilized dogs.
Yeah, basically, have you seen Rocco's Modern Life?
No. Is this a TV show?
Yeah. Rocco is a dingo, I think.
Right.
I just assumed that was what dingoes looked like. But that was an accurate representation of a dingo.
No, they're basically just dogs. They're not very. Oh my God! You deleted it. How did you do that?
Yeah, I'm replacing it with Rocco. There we go.
Okay. Oh shit! No, we should put him on another page. Put him on this page.
Apparently, Rocco is actually a wallaby.
Oh, he does look a little more like a wallaby.
So that's probably why my impression of dingoes was totally wrong.
Now, dingoes look a lot like blue heelers. Have you seen the blue heeler type dog?
No.
No. Okay. So, let's just leave dogs because I don't know much about dogs. I've got a dog, a miniature schnauzer, which is a German dog, but that's about all I know. What have you got? A new story, new thing. What have we got? Moving on.
Stories. I think that was it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've got. Hang on. Let me just do I need like a little tone. Here we go. Welcome to acronym and acronym. Yes, that word. Ant. This is a new segment I've just made up at the spare moment now, where I will tell you an acronym, if I could say that word, and you
acronym.
Yeah, that, and you try and say what it is, because I feel like we use so many of these terms, we've just lost what they actually mean.
Yeah, like LOL. What does that mean?
That was one that I was just about to say. What does that mean?
I believe it means lots of love.
Well, it depends on what context. Because it could also mean laugh out loud.
No, it's lots of love. So if someone's mother has just died, you would write a message to them saying, "Sorry to hear about your mother. Lol."
Yeah, laugh out loud.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
And then they never talk to you again.
Yeah, they take it. Well, that's what I'm saying. This is what we're explaining it to people so people can know that there's multiple meanings or what the actual meaning of these words are. What about
I don't know.
ASAP?
I don't know if you know this, but ex-Prime Minister David Cameron actually did think LOL meant lots of love. So
No.
so he wrote, "So sorry to hear about the death of your dad." Lol.
No, but it actually does mean lots of love, but most people take it as
He wrote it in capitals as well. So it's even funnier.
Yeah, but a lot of them have like ATM. What's that?
Automatic teller machine.
Yeah, or ass to mouth.
Oh, I meant to come up with the funny answer because I don't think I can do that.
No, that's actually a meaning. Like
What?
the kids these days. Oh, just went to the ATM.
Doing a bit of
I just went and got some ATM.
ATM.
Yeah, I'm doing ATM.
Just went to the toilet to do a bit of ATM.
Yeah, I'm saying that's a thing. Do you know what GIF stands for? GIF.
You mean GIF?
I say GIF. Why do I say GIF and you say GIF?
Yeah, so do I. I was just making an argument for the sake of it. And I didn't actually know that stood for anything.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It does.
Is it graphical image format?
No, but you're close. You've got the first two words. The
graphical image.
No, it's not image. Graphics and format are right.
Graphical igloo format.
Yes. I thought you'd never get that. So
yeah, that was the only thing. That was the only word I could think of that began with the letter I.
No, well, it's not that at all. I forgot to do some drawing. Everyone's been staring at a white screen. No, but it's actually graphics interchange format because the images interchange.
Yes.
So you've just learnt something important.
Yeah, I'll carry this with me for the rest of my life. Maybe one day a question will come up at a pub quiz.
Yeah, what does GIF stand for, or GIF, if you say it like a normal person? Okay, the ones that are really easy for people to get, and like even everyone outside of America knows these. FBI, what does that stand for?
Federal. I don't know. All I can think of is Malcolm in the Middle when Malcolm goes, "Oh, I got a T-shirt that says FBI, Federal Booby Inspector." That's all I can think of. No, it's the Federal Bureau of Investigation, I think.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's 100% right.
I just had that other thing in my head.
It's funny how, like, and also CIA. What does CIA stand for?
Crime Investigation Agency?
No, Central Intelligence Agency.
No. Oh, well.
The amount, like, I'm pretty sure your country's probably done this also, is that the amount of people that come to our country and don't know what our emergency services number is, so they've made a second 911. You can call 911 in our country also to call emergency services because it's been drilled into every single movie that 911 is actually a number.
Yeah. What is the number?
We have 000 as our
Well,
number.
why?
Because this is 000.
But why? I thought it was 999 because of rotary dials.
No, but yeah, but
Or
no,
is that the wrong way round? Or should it be 000?
I gotta have a look at a rotary dial now. Hang on. What does a rotary dial look like? And I'll just
Look. Well,
this window. This is the window XP installation music for everyone playing along at home. Well,
XP has installation music. I've never heard this.
Yeah, this is it here.
The fact 0 and 9 are both at the end of a rotary dial, so they're both terrible numbers.
Okay, thank God. So yeah, well, that's why we got 0. Because it all did stem back from the old rotary phones when people had to pull them around.
0 is actually worse than 999 because it's one further away from the 9. Probably so we don't clog up the lines too much.
Oh, it was because people had to spin. They couldn't spin it super fast. If it was just 111, it would miss on the exchange.
It's probably like the QWERTY keyboard thing where it was designed to be really terrible, so keys didn't get jammed up.
Yeah, that's right.
It just made it a really inefficient number, so the lines didn't get jammed up.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. The Americans did 911, and one's like an easy one, so maybe they've got better lines than us. I don't know. But
they just wanted to be different.
I think so.
Like, we're not like those English people.
Oh, there's
whatever they call us,
kangaroos.
Limeys. Is that what they call us, limeys?
You get like heaps of cool nicknames. We just get like Aussie, but everyone says it wrong, like Aussie.
Oh, with a terrible lisp.
Yeah, like I don't know, but I'm just saying, like a lot of the time we get it wrong. They get it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, New Zealand, you call them Kiwis, obviously.
Yeah. Yes, obvious.
Maybe we should name the Australians after one of their native animals.
Like which one?
Huntsman spider.
The huntsman. Yeah, potentially. You just call us but then everyone would shorten it down to the hunties. And that sounds a bit rude, almost like cunt cast. So yeah, I'm not sure that will go so quickly. But yeah, we have. I don't know. I'm just saying, like you've got like lots of cool names. I'm just throwing it out there.
Dingoes.
So this actually goes really well into the next kind of topic I was talking about. Is actual like, so when you hear of cities, like you hear Paris and you think, oh, that place would be like magical, like it's got like a kind of, I don't know, it just sounds cool. And then you hear of like these little towns in a different part of the world that you've never been to, and you make an assumption of what they would be like before you even go there.
Like Condom, also in France.
Yeah, that does not sound. Well, it sounds very safe, doesn't it? Doesn't sound fun, huh?
Nice in France. It's spelt nice, but it's pronounced Nice. Sounds pretty nice there.
It does sound, yeah, that's another place. But well, this is where I was going to go with this. So I know quite a lot of English towns. I wanted you to confirm or deny if I was correct on when I made up an assumption about these towns, if they are terrible towns or not. And you could clarify, and then you could do the same, because I know I've been to a lot of Australian towns, and you could do the same and guess based off the name what these towns are actually like.
Okay, well, I haven't actually been to every town in the UK.
I assume you have. So if you haven't, just make it up. Just tell me if I'm right or wrong. Just make it up. It's fine. No one will know. You just offend UK people. It's fine. So, the first town I'm going to talk about is Hull. Have you been to Hull?
Sorry, say that again.
Hull. Hull. Hull.
What do you think of Hull?
Well, just off the name, it sounds really boring. I do not want to visit Hull.
Well, I have actually been to Hull, but it was when I was about 10 years old, so I don't remember it very well.
So it was really boring. Because if it stood out, you would have remembered it.
I think it has a bit of a reputation for being a bit of a shitty place.
Well, it does sound
but that
boring.
might have changed.
No.
I think it was the city of culture once.
Nah, it can't be. It's definitely boring. So,
City of Culture 2017.
Ooh. 2017. How do you become a town of culture?
Well, what they do is they choose somewhere really terrible,
right?
And they go, let's make this place the city of culture because it'll be a laugh, basically.
Right.
City of Culture 2013 was Derry. Derry? Never even heard of Derry.
Is it Derry or Berry? Did you say is it a D or a B?
D. Derry.
Derry. I don't want to go there. That sounds like a terrible place as well.
And then there's Hull. And
what? Yeah, and with the other ones?
Coventry.
That sounds shit too.
and Bradford.
And all of them I do not want to go to based off their name. They sound really boring places to go.
Well, that's my point. The city of culture, they just choose the worst places.
To try.
Next year, it's going to be Slough next.
Slough. That doesn't sound very interesting either. So yeah, I'm with you on this city of culture. That's just like cardinal sin. If you get city of culture, you basically got a shit town, and they're trying to pep it up.
Yeah, hoping to get the tourists in and trick them into thinking it's actually a good place to go. Then they get there and go, "Oh, I'm in Hull."
Oh, I'm in Hull. What? How did I get here? Why is Hull so boring? Oh my god, I hate Hull.
And they just go, I'm in Hull. Because that's all you can say about Hull.
It just sounds like a hole. It sounds dull. It sounds like a hole. It sounds like it's shit. It's all those things that are really bad all put into one. That's what Hull sounds like. So I'm definitely not going to Hull. But then
Hull.
Okay, so then there's another town over there that really I want to visit. Lancaster. Lancaster? That place sounds really Yeah, it does sound really I feel like I'm going to have to wear a bow tie. We're going to have to go to high tea. We're going to be very formal in Lancaster. It's very
I've been to Lancaster. It is quite famous for cheese. I think.
Yeah, I feel like we do high tea and cheese.
You can get a nice bit of Lancaster cheese.
Or is it near Doncaster? Lancaster is near Doncaster?
You mean Doncaster?
I don't know what I mean.
Yeah. It depends what you mean by near, because
Within 50 kilometers.
In Australia, everything's just so far apart. You'd probably call a 2-hour drive quite near.
Yeah, that is actually. That's true.
They probably are about 2 to 3 hours apart.
So they're quite near. They're a day trip.
No, that's a long way for residents of the UK.
Okay, so we're
A
not
2-hour
going.
trip is like, it better be worth it for 2 hours.
So we're not going to
You go
go
in 2
from
hours.
Doncaster to Lancaster in one day to
You
taste
could go in
cheese.
one day. You probably wouldn't want to go back again the same day.
Are they a similar type of town though? Like, because they've got that kind of the caster, the cool castering on the end.
Well, I haven't been to either, but I'm going to say yes. They're very similar. Pretty much identical.
Okay, perfect. Well, we're glad we sorted that out. Like London, that sounds. It sounds like it doesn't really know what it is. That's what it sounds like. That's my best way to describe London.
What impression do you get of London? And do you imagine it as like what you see in films where it's always dark and dingy and horrible?
No. I just imagine everyone riding in a black cab because that's all they have in London is black cabs and double-story buses.
Yeah, they have pretty good bus service.
Yeah, but they're they're all double-story. There's no single-story buses.
No, well, it's classic, isn't it?
Yeah,
To have
that's right.
double-story buses.
Yeah,
They have to be red as well.
Oh, definitely, yes. And obviously, every time you get on a double-story bus, the mummy chases you down the street.
What?
In the Mummy too, when they were in there, they got chased down the street by a double-story whilst on a double-story bus.
I see.
So that's going to happen, obviously.
Yes, I remember now. No, I don't.
But
Mummy.
no, London just sounds like a real mismatch of a town, like a town that's completely doesn't really know what it is. It's like basically they've started building a town and then they've just built it in all different directions and they don't really know why they did that. It's just like no rhyme or reason, just it's London, we'll just do this. And that's what it sounds like.
I think it's probably not far off what actually happened.
What is we've got this town called Canberra. What do you expect of Canberra?
Do they have lots of camembert cheese?
No.
Then I don't want to go.
No, you don't want to go. Canberra is actually a territory. It's not even in a state of Australia. So that gives you a clue. But it's Australia's most planned city, where they've actually planned it out very well. It's not very fun to visit though. Gross. It's where all the politicians live.
I see. Yeah, kind of like London.
Yeah, no. London's more like Sydney. It's like just completely unscripted and dirty and grimy, and they don't know what they're doing. But it can be fun or it can be dangerous. It could be all kinds of things.
Yeah, it is pretty grimy in London when you go there. because of all the pollution, like your snot turns black. Kind of disgusting, actually.
Why? Well, that's what not good for. But
Now, there's a special guest. It's my cat.
is your
He doesn't
cat's
want to say
name?
anything.
Is it London? Is your cat's name London?
It's Sam. Sam the cat. He doesn't want to say anything.
I don't blame him. I will play him a sound. How about I choose ring in? Did he like that?
Well, I have my headphones on, so he didn't actually hear it. Well, he is now leaving the room. So I think he was pretty unimpressed with that.
Well, I can't really fix everything, all the world's problems for him. What other things do we have that we missed out on last week that we were going to talk about? You said you had a big list of things. What are your big list of things?
I thought we might want to do a little cultural exchange where we just go through the news and talk about what's going on.
Okay.
I don't know how much people know about what goes on in England, but Australia, basically everyone just ignores it. No one has any idea what goes on in Australia.
That's true.
Apart from when it's on fire or underwater.
It is actually always on fire or underwater, so that's probably why you only see that.
So in the UK, we've got a heat wave, which most people in the world.
No, I did see this. I wanted to ask you about that actually, because apparently all the train lines were catching fire.
Well, no.
That's what I saw. That's what I saw in. No, but that's what I saw on my thing. Heat wave in Britain causes train tracks to catch fire. That's the headlines I got.
Well, the train tracks are made of metal, so.
But there's like coal and stuff in between it. Like it wasn't the actual. It was just on the train lines, like where all the dirty, gritty stuff. Yeah, the gritty stuff.
It's just aggregate that's turned black with pollution.
All that stuff.
The train poop.
The train poop. It was all catching fire. That's all I ever saw.
It's just aggregate that it's just been stained black from all the train pollution. It just looks like coal.
I'm just telling you what you tell me what is happening on your end, and I'll tell you how we spin it to make it more fabulous. All right.
Yeah. Basically, there's a heat wave, which most people in the world just call summer. But we've got the first ever extreme heat warning issued, which is going to be Monday and Tuesday.
What is that? What are they expecting a temperature of?
I live about in the middle of the country. Here it's going to hit about 38, 39 degrees.
That's typical
down in the south of the country.
Summer?
What?
It's a typical Australian summer. Carry on.
Yeah, but we don't have air conditioning.
Oh, shit. You guys are done for.
All our buildings are just designed to keep heat in because it's so cold in winter.
Oh.
Down the south, it's predicted to get to like 40 or 40, about 40 degrees. That's probably about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Any Americans listening?
There was one. It was Cajun Coden was listening. If you're still there, Cajun, put a hey up on the thing. Otherwise, keep your peace. Okay, carry on.
So, the tracks aren't catching fire, but they do sometimes get so hot and like the metal expands that they buckle, like break apart. So the trains are going to be really, really slow. So they don't run into any like broken track or anything. And the trains can't really run at the best of times, so it's going to probably be terrible.
Mm.
What else is going on? There's something about a new prime minister, but who cares about that?
Who is your new prime minister? Because I miss the hair already. I'm just really upset about him going.
We don't have one yet.
Oh, he haven't voted him in yet.
There's a leadership election. I'm not sure when it ends. About September, I think.
Oh, really? It takes that long. If they kick out our prime minister, like, because it's different for all the Americans playing along. If they kick out our prime minister, then they just have a vote amongst their party, and then they re-elect a prime minister. So when we vote, we essentially vote for the party, not the leader, which would be the Americans be like, what the hell? That's not even a thing. And yours are very similar.
Yeah, well, what we're meant to do is vote for a person to represent our area of the UK.
Yeah.
But actually, basically, nobody cares about that, and they all just vote for their favourite party anyway.
Yeah. It doesn't work out the way that they, because younger people all have been Americanized to think that we have to vote for an actual person, but they don't understand how the actual system works. So it's partly because of all the American movies that we'll blame American movies at the end. But what I was going to say is, so if they kick our guy out, they nearly put another guy out in within by the end of the day. Like we're fast over here. One guy will go out, one guy gets back in. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a long process. They used to take months to think about a new guy.
There's this leadership election thing. They have different bouts. 5 people have got through. I think it comes down to 2 people, and I think then it goes to a vote amongst the party members themselves, which is just general public who have joined the party. Yeah, and they choose who the leader is. It's just
no. Ours
I think they're
doesn't
trying
do
to
that.
decide.
Ours is a lot quicker. They just literally they go into a room and they go, okay, who wants to be it? And they put their 2 of them put their hands up and they go, do you want that one or do you want that one? And they all just put their hands up and then they go, okay, we got that one. And then they come out and go, okay, new prime minister is this guy. That's it.
Set up a police lineup. All right, which one is it? Who's it going to be?
Okay, like in school when you used to vote for, there'd be 2 kids that did something and you had to vote for which kid done the better dance off or whatever, and it'd be raise of hands, which was the better one, and so that's the same thing as how we vote for our next prime minister.
They have a dance off.
No. Well, I hope so, but I don't think that's actually what happened. But I'm saying the raising of hands is a bit I'm trying to sell right now.
Anyway, what are the big events in Australia?
Yeah, we just put our hands up. So you come outside and you stand out with your hand up. Drone goes past, counts the hands. That's voting done. If you weren't,
and what's the big news in Australia? At the moment, the current events.
We actually don't have a whole there. There's a whole lot of doom and gloom about the way that housing, interest rates, all that kind of stuff's going on. The way that basically there's a climate change summit going on. So, and this all kind of ties into somehow this ties into how much we should be buying products from China as well. And so there's a bit of all of this type of stuff going on, but there's no really amazing fun stuff today. Like there's not like anything. I look at. I'm looking at a couple of news sites at the moment, and there's nothing really that I want to. That I'm kind of we our news. Okay, I don't know how your news is, but in Australia, a lot of the news revolves around sport. Like a lot of our news, like probably say we've got 5 headlines in Australia, 3 of them are sport related. And then we have like 2 other things like climate change and something weird or politics or whatever. We focus a lot of our energy into sport because that's what we do.
So yeah, all the sports, and then just right at the bottom of the page, where no one
Yeah.
ever scrolls, it's just like, there's a new prime minister.
Yeah. But basically that's exactly no, it'd be like, so Queensland won the state of origin. And by the way, we just voted in a new prime minister.
But who cares about that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Get a new prime minister every 5 minutes. Who cares?
Yeah, well, raise of hands, who likes this guy? And then they send the drones out to see if that guy's a good prime minister or not. But yeah, we don't have a whole lot of. There's not, like I said, there's not a whole lot going on because we had an election not that long back and we got a new prime minister, and so that got the new guys kind of got like a bit of a free run for a minute where we don't pick on him for probably another cut. Probably next week or the week after we'll start picking on him. But normally they get like a good run to start with where they don't pick on him straight up. If you know what I mean, it's like we'll pick on Biden or also your prime minister. Like the hair's gone, so now they have to kind of go through, and we pick on England and stuff like that, and
Find something about him. They have to work out what to make fun of.
Yeah. But, I mean, I really miss him already. Like he was probably one of your greatest leaders of all time.
I mean, it depends what you mean by that.
Well, yeah, I was joking. Also, that was sarcasm. I'm just mainly from a looks point of view. I think I spoke about this last week, how he's the only guy that can actually like liberate those kids that have messy hair, that they know that they can actually get a proper job when they get older. And that's what I like about him. Like the next guy's going to be clean cut, and you're going to be like, well, all these kids have just lost their dreams and hopes, knowing they can't become prime minister.
And you'd be like, no.
Oh, no.
Now, what will I do with this ridiculous hair? Where will I go on?
He'll get another job, surely.
One of the candidates I found out posed for a picture with a smart mug. This was a mug that cost £140, and it keeps your drink at the desired temperature for up to 3 or 4 hours.
Does it have a battery, or how does it?
Yeah, I think you plug it into USB to charge it up, and then it probably is battery powered. But have you ever heard anything so completely ridiculous? Like, who has that problem where they're like, oh no, my coffee is 63 degrees Celsius. It should be 83. No, I can never drink this.
Well, the thing I'm probably more inclined to think about is if you make a coffee or a tea or some form of warm beverage, you're going to spend the next 15 minutes drinking that said item. Who keeps it for longer than 15 minutes?
I don't know, maybe he's just so busy he doesn't even have time to drink his tea.
No, he couldn't be. He's a politician. They're not busy.
I mean, sometimes I do forget about my drink, but then I just put it in the microwave and warm it through again, and it's good as new. Perfectly good. Maybe he doesn't
until
own a
until you
microwave.
catch the microwave on fire.
Yeah, happened a few times. I-
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I guess eventually you get fed up of just buying new microwaves, and you just get a smart mug instead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. So what about if you put in this smart mug? Could you make a tea in it? Like, so you put cold water in it with a tea bag, and then could it just make the tea for you? Does it go that far, or do you have to pre-make the tea?
It depends what sort of tea you have. If it was a green tea, you'd probably be alright, because you don't want to add boiling water to your green tea. However, if it
Yeah.
was a black tea, it'd just make the world's worst cup of tea. It'd be no good at all. A total waste
No,
of
but
time.
could you set it up to like go really high? Like how? See, I haven't had much experience with these mugs. Like they might be more beneficial than you think. That's what I'm saying.
You have an electric kettle.
Yes, I do have electric kettle.
Yeah, Americans don't have electric kettles.
I
That's why I
know.
asked.
I don't
It's like
understand
weird outside of there.
what's wrong with these people. How could you
Don't
not
know.
have an electric kettle?
Don't know. Don't know what they do.
You know what they
Anyway,
do? They turn on their cooker, and then they put the kettle on it, and they heat it up on the cooker like the way we did it in 1975.
1905, more like.
1905. Yes, exactly the same.
Yeah, they just put their copper kettles over there, open fires to boil it.
Mm.
I don't know why they don't just have
And then
electric ones.
they pee on their open fire to have like
Yeah, when the ones put it out.
yeah,
When they're
pretty
done.
much. When they're done. Perfect. I mean, why would you want an electric kettle when you could just do that said process? It's so much easier.
Yeah. But I'm getting rid of mine.
Yeah. Aussies ruthless mock their American counterparts for only just discovering electric kettles. They might even make a decent coffee one day. Australians are really fussy when it comes to coffee. We are like apparently one of the most fussiest coffee places. Like, a lot of us won't drink instant coffee. We're quite against that kind of thing. Like, but coffee is very expensive. You go to the coffee shop, you're paying like probably, I don't know, maybe $7 a cup of coffee here. What's a cup
Yeah.
of coffee?
I don't know. I haven't been in a really long time.
Oh
I
my
used to
god.
live quite near.
Oh, I just recalled I saw today an invite to high tea and Lego down in Hobart. $60 for an adult. This is extraordinary prices for some simple drinkings.
High tea.
Do you not have
What is
high
high
tea?
tea?
Are you shitting me? You do have high tea. It's like
What is high tea?
It's an English kind of thing. We stole it from the English.
What's high
You don't know
tea? What is it?
High tea is so it's kind of held at a specific time of the day around 2 o'clock. But it's like an afternoon kind of thing. So it's not lunch. It's not dinner time. It's always in betwixt lunch and dinner. Okay.
Yeah.
And high tea is to do with you basically it's scones, it's tea, it's like finger cupcakes or something like that, like, and it comes out like it just comes out very regal and professional kind of thing, like something that only Lancaster people would be able to afford, if you know what I mean. Not like those.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
Hi.
Lancaster thing, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely like you're obviously not in the Lancaster region where you
That's
would
why I've
come
never
to.
heard of it.
Yeah, it's a very proper kind of way to satisfy your tea needs in the afternoon. Um, so yeah, but there's high tea and Lego. I'm not sure. That seems to take away from the real primitive. Makes it a little bit not so fun, I guess. It doesn't sound as posh, and I like a posh high tea.
What, do you do that and build a little bit of a Lego kit or something?
I think so. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to my brain. Like I look at it and go, how can one have high tea and like Lego? Like it doesn't make sense. But yeah, hang on. I'll Google this high tea stuff. Um,
Um,
there's high noon tea. I don't think it's high noon tea. It's high. We call it high tea. So in the comments there, it's what is high tea? People ask. Delectable scones, tea sandwiches, cakes, a hallmark of high tea, which is served in the mid afternoon. A high tea, however, includes much more than meat, fish, eggs, bread. It could be everything. It's just like a big kind of thing in the afternoon. It's kind of like a brunch, but an afternoon version of brunch, like a fancy afternoon.
I see. And do you think you stole this from the English?
Ooh, that's where I assume it came from. I just assumed it.
Well, I've never heard of it before.
You've never heard of ID? Um,
Well, I don't come from Lancaster, you see.
or um, um, well, I'll see where from London. London has high tea apparently. R
Um,
N 8. Okay, originated. Here we go. The British tradition of high tea. The British tradition of high tea began in the mid 1700s. The meal is usually served between 3 and 4 p.m. So I feel like it did come from England in the
yeah,
1700s.
it sounds like it. I think you might be right on that one.
Because we weren't even discovered in the 1700s, so that was definitely not our kind of thing. But yeah, high tea is it's a talk. You told her if you put on a good high tea, you know, Betsy, Thelma, they'll all come around and enjoy that high tea with you, and you'll be the talk of the neighborhood for at least a week or two if you can provide a
Yeah,
good high tea. So,
Deirdre down the
yes,
road.
yes, yes. All these people they enjoy coming for the high tea.
Kenneth.
I don't think Americans do high tea. I'll see if America does high tea.
Americans
I,
don't even know how to make tea.
I, I tested. Oh no, What high tea? I don't think they do high tea in America. No, they definitely don't do a high tea. This is like, I'll put a picture up of what like really this is like what a high tea would look like, is as fancy as this set image is once it loads up into the machine. And you can just see the prestige in all this. It's all about the little parts in the high tea. You've got the fancy bits and pieces. I'll zoom up a bit there so you can really see some high tea moments. But yeah, do you not want to eat that every afternoon whilst having tea?
Yes.
Okay.
It does look quite high effort though, so.
Yeah, it's quite expensive. High tea is never cheap.
Have you played the theme song yet?
Yeah, I did it at the start. We don't talk about Lee, so we couldn't really go on about talking about Lee.
Yeah, don't ask about Lee.
Yeah, that's what it was. And yeah, it started. I can play it again. I'll just pop it on again. Hang on. Yeah.
Lee is missing.
And
Lee is missing.
then at the end, I'll just say Lee is missing. Or you could say that. Do you want to say Lee is missing, or do you want me to say Lee is missing?
I'll say it. Lee is missing.
What about a Welsh accent?
Lee is missing. How was that?
That was actually pretty good. I feel like that's perfect.
I'm gonna give us
does look like a high tea though.
I'm going to write us a review using predictive text again.
Oh yeah. I did a predictive text of this week's show. Did you read that out to the good people about what I managed to? I got something.
Yes. This podcast is about how frogs smoke and why Mr. Beast isn't a person. Frogs are able to start smoking because they have special lungs that allow them to puff out air like cigarettes, which then get inhaled by the frog. Anyway, I thought that the podcast was great and I would definitely recommend it to others. The audio quality could have been better, but overall, I thought it was a great experience.
Oh, that's so bad.
Oh,
that's so bad. So what do you do? What are you predictive texting? We haven't done any predictive stuff. I haven't done any. Did you need me to make a sound tune for next week? Like, what do you want? You predict some words. I'll get a quick tune together while we speak about it, and then we'll pop it all together into a thing. I'll just put these bits here in. Oh, this is going to be fantastic. It'll be.
Are you ready?
Yes. Okay. Go.
Are you ready for the review?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Episode 2 of Can't Cast was a dead end of a joke, like hell. Yeah. I was like, yeah. I just thought it was okay. I didn't think it was good.
It's pretty spot on, except it's not episode 2, it's episode 1 because we do in binary format.
It's predicting the future.
It's predicting next week's show, how bad that's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, can you rap the next one if I put the music to it? Okay, here we go. See what this sounds like. Oh, I think I've missed a couple of beats in there. Hang on, I'll just have to add a bit more in. How are you going with all this?
Well, yeah. I don't really know how to rap.
You don't know how to rap?
Um,
I thought
I
all
don't know how
English
to rap.
people. I thought all English people could rap, and all English people did high tea.
Yeah, that's just one of your misconceptions.
And all
Um,
English train tracks were on fire.
I mean, that might be true for all I know. I just thought I would have heard about it.
Okay.
Episode 1. Episode 1 of Concast. It's a bit of a big problem for me, because it was too hot to be like that. LOL. What are you doing? I had to actually like shout, but I've got headphones on, so
No, it sounded
it's probably
perfect.
just really
That'll be
loud.
next week's show for sure. I'll have to put a few more snare drums in there because we're just missing the snares. But yeah, we'll definitely. It works out perfectly. The bad news is I've accidentally deleted last week's tune by mistake.
Don't worry, I'll write us one.
I just wrote this new one. Okay, I wrote this new one. So, my high tea's on an angle, a bit angular.
Yeah, that was my only contribution to the Jamboard.
You've done a fair bit today, though. Like I feel like we've really discussed.
I've done nothing. It's like literally entirely you.
Well, I'm waiting for you to tell me. I'm waiting for your parts to come in. Here we go. You had from last week. You were going to talk about Swip and Waffles. Whipper Waffles. No, we don't talk about Lee.
Okay, I'm gonna try and play you a song.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm gonna try play you a song I've just written. I don't know if it'll work, but I'll try.
You'll have to rap because all Australians can rap too. Is it working? Can't hear nothing.
Okay, it didn't work then.
It was really good. It sounded really good.
I don't know how to play my desktop audio. Maybe
you've got to select your desktop audio, and then you've got to actually.
There we go.
You probably have to not select your mic, so you probably won't be able to talk for a minute while you do the yeah.
Okay, I think it might work. Let me try.
Okay. Hang on, I probably have to watch that bit. Hang on, if I watch this.
Did you actually hear anything?
No, I didn't hear nothing.
Well,
it's very complicated. You need like a program to
I even put like share system audio. Maybe if I share my entire screen.
Or just drop the audio into Discord and I'll play it.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I'll say I wrote the song.
File, export, MP3.
Yeah. This will work out perfectly. Don't tell anyone we're doing this though. We'll just do this on the site so no one knows we're actually doing this.
Yeah, because nobody needs to hear us talking about doing this.
Yeah, that's right.
That would be really boring.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. But if we just said that we're going to do this, it'd be fine.
Anyway, there you go. I shared it in the record or stream channel.
Okay, let me have a look. Record or stream.
It's called farts.mp3.
Okay, yeah, I'll play it. Is that it?
Hello?
Yeah, did you hear it?
Yeah, it's just you went completely silent, I thought.
Oh no,
I
no,
might
no! It's
have
because of
killed you.
my noise gate. I wanted everyone to hear the fart.
Did you like it?
Honestly, I think you could have worked on the last 1 second a little bit more.
Okay, yeah. I think maybe it just needs to be a bit faster.
Okay.
Or if I speed it up to 300 beats per minute.
Okay. Are you
Okay,
going to
this
drop
is
it into the thing again? Is it going to be 2 seconds this time?
gonna blow everyone away. They won't be able to believe I did this in 3
But
seconds.
we want people to subscribe and listen for longer. Okay, here we go.
I didn't actually listen to it before sending it. Oh god. Yeah, that was
That was
Those
very, yeah.
It's the perfect intro music.
Oh, I don't know about that. Whoa, I pressed the wrong button.
Will
Okay. What about if I put on some? Here we go. See if I've got some. I've obviously got my soundboard here, and I know how much you love some sound tones. There's one I can just put in some. See what your farts compared to these farts sound like. So this is fart songs. Here we go. Here we go. Have you heard this before? No. Okay. So you're not going.
Is that that guy? Is that that guy on YouTube who just what's he called? A manualist?
Well, he's just playing. These are other songs converted in with fart noises. Here we go. Guess what this song is? Nothing.
Well, I can barely hear it, so
It's a barely hear it song. So,
was it Take on Me?
Yes.
How good. Excellent.
Okay, so this segment's not going as well as we'd first planned it.
It would go a lot better if I could actually hear what
Okay,
you're
hang
playing.
on. I can turn stuff up. Don't worry. I know how to turn volumes up. Let me just do this. This button here. Okay, ready? Here we go. We'll go back to my fart things. Hang on. Okay. Fart songs. Here we go. Here we'll do this again. Did you hear that now?
Actually, I heard even less of it that time.
Ew, this is definitely not
I heard the first two notes.
That should be enough for like an avid song person like yourself.
It did sound quite familiar, but it wasn't really enough to know what the song was.
It was supposed to be Super Mario Brothers with fart sounds.
Oh, it sounded absolutely nothing like that. So,
but it did have a familiar kind of sound. So yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. Will you keep on moving my stuff? Now my dots don't line up. I'd spent all day lining those dots up and they don't line up. So you were going to talk about strip and waffles. What were you going to talk about strip and waffles? What did you have about strip and waffles? Stroopwafels.
Stroopwafels.
Yeah, you said something about stroopwafels?
They're nice, and I like them.
Well,
That's what I
if
had
you
to say.
tuned in from last week just to hear that, you have just about heard everything you need. You were going to learn Welsh on the stream?
Yeah, we should probably think about ending in a minute because we've probably gone over. But I will quickly. Learn Welsh.
No, you know what? We should make it a joke. So each week we talk about learning Welsh, but we never actually learn Welsh because it's too hard.
No, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Draig. That means dragon.
Does it really?
Yes, draig.
Draig. It doesn't even sound like a word.
Don't know how to say good night. It's no star.
No star.
No star. And
that just sounds like you've just okay. No. Hold, wait, 1 second. How depressing! You put your kids to bed and you say, "No star. You are not going to be a star when you grow up, you little bugger."
No star. Just a bit like that, yeah. Good morning. That is Borodar.
Borodar.
They kind of roll their R's. Borodar.
Borodar. I sounded like a pirate Welshman.
Yeah, this has a lot less letters than I expected, to be honest. Well, here's a good word. Die. Wheel. But it's spelt H-W-Y-L. Wheel.
H-W... Is that wheel?
Wheel. There you go. Right.
And what is that? A wheel? I'll put it in different words so we can see it. So it's H-W-Y... Yeah, but what is that? Is that how you spell it? Did I spell it wrong?
It means bye.
Oh.
Goodbye. Wheel.
It's like, why would you add all the extra letters in there? Do we know any Welsh people?
It's because it's pronounced wheel.
I'm still not sold on this whole Welsh business.
Well, we learned some Welsh now. That's it.
We've offended everyone this week. It's been a very offensive show. We've taken on the Americans. We really didn't say anything nice about the Germans, but we didn't say anything negative about them.
I mean, what could you have against the Germans?
I'm trying to think. I really haven't got much to say. Probably they don't ship their cars for cheap enough to Australia. I do not like that part about the Germans.
Awful. That is unforgivable.
The cars are very expensive over here. You buy a BMW in Australia, you're an idiot.
Yeah, I agree.
Mostly
because...
You
have a BMW?
No. We worked out we both have Toyotas. No, mostly because they depreciate really fast over here. You buy a BMW, like they're like a $1 million car, and then a year later they're like $5. Because
what if you buy a $5 BMW?
Well, then it's only $5.
So you're not an idiot.
Well, yeah, because you are an idiot. Because the reason they're $5 the year after is because every single part for a BMW is like really, really expensive. So
Yeah, that is true.
So if you once you go buy a $5 BMW, say you've got to, I don't know, change the wipers, that's going to cost you 20 grand. You know, like straight up.
You know, my dad actually has a BMW, and I think he must be an idiot because one time he had to like send it because an air compressor was broken in it, and they're like, "Yeah, that's gonna be 3 grand to fix." It's like, what? My my car cost 3 grand.
That's why they were
My
so little.
my car that I had 7 years cost
That's right.
3 grand.
Yeah, and that's why they depreciate so fast. And this is why we hate the Germans now.
Yeah, I agree with that. Actually, it's not okay making their cars too expensive to export.
Yeah, the export price on their cars alone is way too expensive. So that's our negative German talk. In real currency. Yes, there are $5 in real currency. No, in Australian currency. It's not real currency.
Wheel.
we Wheel.